Now I'm gonna move into aiming and strafe aiming. So I've seen lots of people like they practice their aim in Kovacs and whatever, and they're playing dodge scenarios, and they're not like fully utilizing strafe aiming, which I think is very, very important
Here I come,
in
Mirage to the
any
rescue.
FPS.
After being sending out my
Well,
decoy.
besides like tac shooters, that's about it. So I just want to explain what strafe aiming is, and basically, it's using your movement to assist your aim, and also like assist not the predictability, but like to make your targets easier to hit for you and slightly more difficult for them, depending on whether they practice strafe aiming or not.
Got a bad guy.
So there's two methods. There's mirroring and anti-mirroring. One thing you can do with Mirage is get a good understanding of what anti-mirroring is. And basically, it's you're pressing the opposite directional key depending on the enemy's location.
Get to bamboozling.
Oh, whoops. So if you're facing your enemy and they're going to your left, you're going to the right. And whenever they switch directions, you want to switch directions. And you just want to practice in Kovacs like how much you need to adjust your crosshair for that. This becomes like much more useful like up close. Because let's say you don't do that, then what essentially you have to do is not only you have to compensate for your own strafe, but you also have to adjust your crosshair like to their strafe, which is a little bit more difficult. So one of the things that I like to do to practice this is close fast strafes easy dodge. Or you could do something like horizontal bounce dodge or rhombus dodge. First case, we're just gonna go with the horizontal one. So the idea of anti-mirroring is just to go the opposite direction of what the enemy is going. So what's mirroring? Mirroring is going the exact same direction as the enemy. And you'll notice one thing is that my crosshair isn't moving as much. Simply because if I'm matching the velocity, I don't have to move my crosshair at all. Only like for micro adjustments. So think about this in game. If your enemy is moving one direction, like in a very long strafe, and you're 80-80 spamming, wouldn't that make it more difficult? Like slightly more difficult than if you were just to mirror them? In most cases, mirroring can be good in like short spans, but against better players, they will obviously punish you for it. Which is why anti-mirroring is much better. However, the only thing is that with anti-mirroring, you have to move your mouse twice as much. There's also different strafe forms like half sideways, which is basically pressing W and D and moving in a horizontal plane. I don't really recommend this because not only is it difficult to do, but it's not like as practical. Most people will be fine just with anti-mirroring and mirroring. Other things that I will suggest people who play Kovacs and play Apex to do is to do pure smoothness one by one. And essentially the idea is to make your aim as smooth as possible so that when you're tracking targets, like you won't be like fucking jittery and whatever. I see way too much of that. People just like gorilla gripping their mouse. Don't do that. Also, big shout out to Pure G. They made an Apex routine. It's on their Twitter. Absolutely huge. One of the best routines out there. Hey guys, thank you guys again for watching. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. And be sure to follow me on Twitter for more updates. Thanks.